Currently, I do not have anything on this account because I wanted to start from scratch showing you exactly how this software works. The first option is the listing template option, as you see at the top of the main menu. I'm in the listings menu option right now, and I'm showing you all the listings. There's a folder called All Listings, which is where every listing that you have is shown. Currently, I have none. So how do we get started? We can create listings in many different ways. One of the most important ways is by creating listings in bulk using a CSV file or an Excel file. Let me show you that. This is the option Create from a CSV file. Here I can drag and drop either a CSV file or an Excel workbook. I have prepared an Excel workbook earlier. All we need to do is create the file, drag and drop it here, and click Upload. What is the progress of this upload? You can see it using the activity log. I open it in a new tab, and here you can see Create a listing from CSV. In the completed column, you see it's not yet completed. It'll take a little while, depending on how many records there are. You may be wondering if the same kind of flow works whether somebody is using the cloud-based system or the desktop app. This is a cloud-based system. The functionality is pretty much the same, except obviously what happens in the cloud is all the background tasks are run on our servers. But obviously, if you are a desktop, everything runs on your local machine. Your computer needs to have enough resources to run all the background tasks. Okay, it's completed. If I go back, I see all the listings we created from that CSV file. In the first column, where it says Drop Pictures, there are no pictures connected right now. While there is an option in the CSV file to specify your picture URLs, but deliberately, I have not set it in the CSV because I wanted to show you certain features related to pictures themselves. Another thing I wanted to show is how to bulk assign pictures. Under the Settings Preferences, I have set the bulk assign pictures value to 2. What that really means is that if I drag and drop, let's say, 20 pictures on the first row, then it'll start assigning 2 pictures starting from that listing downwards. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, like that. Currently, I have 9 listings. 18 pictures I can assign. Let me show you that. Here I am dragging and dropping 18 pictures onto the very first column of the very first listing. And what happens? It starts uploading those 18 pictures to our servers in the cloud, and then starts assigning 2 pictures per listing. You can see from column number 2, Number of Pictures, that there are 2 pictures assigned to every listing. You may be wondering how it knows which 2 pictures to assign to which listing. Typically, when you take photos, they're automatically named as IMG_0001, 0002 onwards. They're already sequentially taken. The listings created from the CSV are in the same order as they are in the CSV. It assigns the pictures starting from the first listing downwards. And in one stroke, it allows a maximum of 250 pictures. Let's say that if you have 2 images per listing, then 125 listings can be updated just in one drag-and-drop assignment. Wow, that's so fast! Yeah, this is amazing. All these listings are all auctions, as you can see. What I want to do is to show you another feature called bulk editing, which is a very great feature that we have. In this case, I have only 9 listings, but it doesn't matter how many you have. We can select all of them, 9, 90, 100, 1000, whatever number. I have selected all 9 of them and done a bulk edit. What I want to do is change auction to fixed price. I see listing type. Literally every field that eBay supports is editable in bulk. So, listing type, I select it as a fixed price item. Since it's a fixed price item, in listing duration, I'm going to set it to GTC. The table below shows all the fields you're changing and what you're changing them to. The new value indicates what you're changing it to. If I click Apply Changes, then we can see from the activity log when the bulk changes are completed and it has no errors. If I go back and look at my listings, you'll see now it says Fixed Price, and the next column, Listing Status, is blank. It's blank because we have not yet submitted it to eBay. It only exists within our software and within our app on our servers. It's not yet sent to eBay. Deliberately in the CSV, I kind of made a mistake just to show you another feature. And that feature is, again, related to bulk. But this time, instead of changing a specific field, I'm going to change item specifics. And these are the required item specifics for the listing that I have. And this is a sport, or let's say baseball is the value I want to set, and another one is called graded. The value is yes or no. Let's say I say no. So for all those 9 listings that I have, I'm going to apply these 2 item specifics. And again, I can go back and see if my bulk changes have been completed. Actually, let me delete these so we can see it easily next time. So if I go back to my listings, all those item specifics have been applied, and I can double-click this listing just to show you what the editor looks like. The listings data is organized into multiple sections, as you can see. If you want to see all of this on a single page, you can expand all the sections at the same time, and then you can scroll to whichever section, and you can collapse if you wish to, and then go to a specific section, let's say item specifics. You see, these are the 2 I added. This was already coming from the CSV. The CSV allows you to specify your item specifics. In my CSV, I had this one, but these 2 I just added in bulk. And now the next step is, before I submit to eBay, I would like to verify these listings conform to eBay standards. In this case, I'm selecting only the top one, just to verify, because they're pretty much all in the same category. To verify, I choose Verify with eBay, and I can come here and see if it's still in progress. Now completed. Actually, I can see the status, item, country, does not exist. So there is some kind of an error, and we can fix that again by bulk editing. Choose its location. Storage location. Where is this located? This is located, let's say, whichever. But you get the idea. Basically, the bulk is a very great feature that we have, which literally allows you to change anything. Every field is in the table. One more thing I want to show you. Look at the column named Title. Everything starts with 2023. For example, let's say I want to just change 2023 to 2024, just as an example. What I really want is every listing that starts with 2023. I want to change that from 2023 to 2024, keeping the rest of the title the same. So here comes the text field. And let's say I want the title. And here, I say what I want to do is to search, starting with what I'm trying to search for, 2023, and should the search be case-sensitive or not, which is this column, and I want to replace 2023 with 2024. And how do I want to replace only the text that matches? Otherwise, I can also have the option to replace the entire value. Basically, the entire title will be replaced with just 2024, which is not what I want. I want only 2023, the text I'm searching for, to be replaced with the value I'm entering. So I choose Only What Matches and click Done. This is what it is going to do. I choose Apply the Changes. To apply the changes, go back and look what happened. It's done. Now, if I go back to my listings, you will see 2024, all of them. Now it seems everything should be fine. Let me verify one more time. Find and Replace works on the title, description, or any text-based field. A description is required. eBay wants a description, obviously. For description, I want to give you another feature that we have called the description template. In order to standardize the description that eBay displays on its website for a listing, people want standardization. That standardization can be done using description templates. So I have a few templates here. For example, this one. This is pure HTML, but we have a nice editor, so you can design your own or bring in third-party designer templates. You see, here we have something like this: bracket, bracket, title, bracket, bracket. This simply means this is a replacement holder for the actual title of the listing. This is a placeholder for the description I enter inside the listing. And the description that goes to eBay is the complete one that you see on the screen. Similarly, in the description, if you want to show images, do you see these thumbnail images? These are the images that are inside the description. Okay, so I'm going to apply this template to all of my listings. Again, in bulk, about these text fields, I want to show you condition description, notes, SKU. All these fields are text fields that behave exactly the way I showed you about the title. So now I want to change the description templates. I want to apply this template. Let me see if it's completed. It should be completed. Yes, it is. Let's go back to my listings. Now all of them have a standard description template. So now, if I verify, it should verify successfully. This time, it's happy, with no errors, so everything is good. Now I can select all 9 and submit them to eBay. In submission, we have these options where none means you are submitting to become active on eBay right away. But there are times when somebody wants, for example, a listing to become active on eBay at a certain date and time. So I could do that either using Wunderlister or using eBay. As we all know, eBay charges for scheduling a listing. We don't charge. It's part of our subscription. Some people go with this option. Other people, who kind of get free scheduling on eBay, use eBay as an option. So it's up to the user, whichever option they want to use. So in my case, I want to do it with none, but I just want to show you that it is possible. In addition, since I'm submitting 9 listings, I may also want these listings maybe spaced 10 seconds apart or 5 seconds apart. We have hours, minutes, and seconds, and as you can see, whatever number of seconds we want. So what will happen is, let's say we start with 4 p.m. There will be 4 p.m. 10 seconds, 4 p.m. 20 seconds, 4 p.m. 30 seconds, like that. And this is obviously on a best effort basis. Absolute seconds cannot be guaranteed because eBay doesn't guarantee that. Yeah, eBay has a plus minus for 15 minutes. In this case, let me use none and submit it to eBay. And let's check the status of her submission. The top is Submit Listings. Processing has started, and it is completed. Now that it is complete, you see the listing status is all green, which means active. Now, if I want to see a specific listing and what it looks like on eBay, I can select that listing and choose View on eBay. This is how it looks on eBay. As you can imagine, large sellers are able to launch as many listings as they need to or want to pretty quickly. Also, just so you know, for any issues, we provide free support. We can do Zoom sessions with you. Every seller, upon onboarding, is entitled to a 1-hour free one-on-one session where we explain, just like I'm doing now. And of course, ongoing support is always available. That support is also free of cost. If you have a question, you can email us. Sometimes you may need to see a step-by-step process. Then we schedule a Zoom call to explain it to you. Let me actually buy this item so I can show you. This is eBay Sandbox. Okay, so I bought this item. Another thing I want to show you is the ability to create layouts. What is a layout? A layout is basically what you see in the table that we are showing. It has a certain number of columns. We provide an out-of-the-box setting with a standard number of columns. But what if you want to create your own layout? Let's say you don't like our current layout and you prefer to have specific columns like SKUs, title, and listing type arranged differently. What if you want a customized set of columns? Well, we allow you to create your own layout for a listing view. I've already created one previously called Just Title. Of course, it's not only the title. I have added a few more columns as well. Now, for example, if I want to display the Buy It Now and Bid Count columns, I can simply drag and drop them here and then save the layout. So now I have a view called Just Title with the specific columns I created. If I go back to my listings, I can specify a layout and choose the one I just created. Overview is the system-defined layout you've seen so far. Just Title is the layout I created, and if I select that, you will see all the columns I customized. And just to clarify, you adjust the layouts for both the Listings view, Listing Templates view, and the Sales view. So if you look at the layout, all you need to do is select the Listing Template or Transaction view, and the process will be the same. Now, let me show you something about the eBay accounts themselves. Currently, I have one connected eBay account, but we allow you to connect as many accounts as you want, depending on the subscription level you choose for your Wunderlister account. So let me connect another eBay account. This one is my test account, registered on eBay UK. Now you can see we have test user _ Wunderlister USA 01, and below it is test user _ Wunderlister UK 01. Both these accounts are now connected. Now that I have two users, let me quickly demonstrate that all 23 eBay sites around the globe are supported. Since I have one eBay account connected from the US and another eBay account connected from the UK, automatically, both these sites are linked, and I won't be able to delete them as long as I have a user connected to that site. If I try to uncheck the UK site, it will give an error, indicating that I can't do that. However, I can add additional sites. For example, if I want to add Canada, I can just click that and save it. By the way, Wunderlister supports specifying compatibilities or fitment information for all eBay sites that support compatibility. So, regarding the number of sites you can attach, it obviously depends on your account type. If you go to your account and check your subscription, in my case, I have given myself the maximum we support, so I have access to everything. But depending on your subscription, you'll get the specified limits. The maximum number of supported accounts is 50, with unlimited sites and up to 500,000 listings. Now, since I have two eBay accounts connected, how do I view listings from just one account? For that, we can set a default account and site. So I can select, for example, US account only, and then I will see the listings for the US account, which is 9 listings at the bottom. Similarly, if I want to see only the UK account, I can switch to that, and I'll see 23 listings for the UK. Multiple eBay accounts and various eBay sites are all supported through one single user interface. It's all accessible from a single login. Additionally, there are many instances where this is a common demand from a lot of our users. What they do is they have an eBay account, let's say account A, and for some reason they close that account, but they still have listings associated with it. Later on, they open another eBay account, let's say account B. Now they want to transfer their listings from account A to account B, However, eBay doesn't allow direct transfer between accounts because you can only log into one eBay account at a time. But with our system, since we can have multiple accounts connected to the same login, all they need to do is select the listings they want, make a duplicated copy of them, and then edit them in bulk. They can even change the eBay user ID and everything else. This way, they now have brand new listings transferred from their original eBay account, account A, modified to belong to eBay account B, and they can then submit them to eBay, where they'll now reside under account B. It's a very simple process to transfer listings from one account to another. Another feature I'd like to show you is about organizing your listings. While certain system folders are predefined and cannot be changed, we allow you to create your own folders for better organization. As you can see here, we have F1, F2, and F3, and you can create folders, subfolders, and sub-subfolders to any level of depth, providing a custom-defined organization for your listings. In this case, for example, F1 has 2 subfolders. Creating these folders is very simple. You go to your settings, and in the existing structure, you can add a top-level folder by entering its name, let's say F4, and then save it. If you want to create a subfolder under F4, you select F4 and add a subfolder like F401 and so on. Now, once you create these folders, you can see them here. Now the question is, how do I move listings into these folders? Let me switch back to my US account and also change my layout to Overview. Okay, here are some random listings, and let's say I'm interested in 3 of them. Number 1, number 4, and number 7. I want to keep these 3 listings in a separate folder, so I can simply select them and drag and drop them into the folder I want. Let's say F3. It will then confirm that 3 items were successfully added to folder F3. If I click on that folder, I can see these 3 listings within it. This way, you can organize your listings as you desire. This offers organizational options that many other tools lack. Yes, there's one more thing I want to show you here, okay? It's related to search functionality. Let's say I want to search for listings that contain the word Kumar. No problem. So when I perform a search, I can specify the field I want to search on. For example, title, and then I can choose the search condition like contains, does not contain, starting, not starting, ending, and so on. In this case, I'll select contains and enter the value Kumar. The good thing is you can search by multiple fields. So I can add another condition like listing type equals fixed price item. This way, I'm searching for fixed price items with titles containing Kumar. Now, if this is a search I perform frequently, I can simply save it under a name like XYZ. Once I save it, it becomes easily accessible. So now, when I go back to search, you can see it available here. This way, I don't have to enter these criteria every time. It's all readily available to me. That's very cool, especially the ability to use multiple conditions to search through your inventory. It offers great convenience. That's awesome. Okay, now let's jump to sales. Sales are imported in the background since it's a cloud-based system. But if it's taking a little while for some reason, I can do it manually for one of my sales. Sandbox is slower in eBay compared to production, but there's not much I can do about it since we're calling eBay APIs. Okay, it's done. Now, if I go to Sales. In Sales, you have the ability to search, view the order details, and see all the information eBay provides about the order. You can mark a sale as paid, whether it's through PayPal or other means. If it's paid through PayPal, the system will automatically update it. But if you receive a cashier's check and it clears, you can manually mark it as paid. Similarly, when you want to mark it as shipped, you can enter the shipping date. If you have tracking information, you can add it and send it to eBay so the buyer can track their shipment. Right. You can leave feedback in the feedback section. Also, I want to show you another feature called automation. Specifically, feedback automation rules. For very large sellers, it's impossible to leave feedback for each transaction manually. So, what they can do is set up automatic feedback based on certain conditions. For example, they can choose to leave feedback automatically after receiving feedback from the buyer and enter their comments here. We allow up to 10 comments, but in this case I entered only 1. Once set up, the system will automatically send positive feedback to the buyer whenever a sale occurs, based on the rules I've set, saving you from doing it manually each time. Additionally, you can view your invoice, although not everyone may require it. This invoice layout can be customized according to your needs using invoice templates, which can be created in the settings. It's similar to the editor I showed you for description templates. As for the pick ticket report, it displays the image, item details, and shipping information, and the location of the item within your warehouse, if provided. I did not enter the bin location, so it doesn't show it here. People usually print this out and give it to their warehouse personnel, who then look at the bin location and pick the items for shipping. Now, of course, you can refresh from eBay and export your data to an Excel file. People often do this export for tax purposes at the end of the year. They want all the information in an Excel spreadsheet for calculations and other needs. Sometimes they use third-party applications for computations. So this is where they can export it to Excel. And of course, you can add to a folder and remove from a folder. The folders we define apply to all views: listing templates, listings, and sales. However, if you prefer, you can allow different folders for each view by checking this box in your preferences. By default, they are all the same. Now, that covers the sales. Before moving on to reports, let me show you the listing templates. You might wonder why we need a listing template when we already have listings. Let me create one listing template for illustration. And you don't even have to create it from scratch. You can simply create a listing template from an existing listing. Let's go ahead and create a template. Now, if you check your templates, you should see one there. Now, what's the purpose of a template? The purpose of a template is to provide defaults. If you look at the editor and start with a blank listing, you can see how much data eBay requires just to create one listing. However, not everyone needs every field. That's the first point. Second, many fields are repeated across listings. For example, most sellers, for example, jewelry sellers, might be listing items in fixed categories, using specific item specifics, or following standardized profiles for payment, shipping, and returns. Instead of repeatedly entering this information for each listing, they can create a template and define the fields they want. Then they can use this template to create brand new listings, saving time and effort. So the listing will already borrow all the data from the listing template. Then you fill up the rest and create your listing that way. It offers a lot of flexibility for sellers. The idea is to reduce the amount of data entry needed to create a new listing. It speeds up the listing process a lot. Another thing many people do is duplicate listings, and we allow you to duplicate any number of listings. For example, I have 9 of these, and I can duplicate all of them. The duplicated listings go into the Work in Progress folder, which is a system folder. Now I can do bulk editing on them and make any changes I want before submitting them to eBay. It's a very fast way of creating your listings. As you can see, sellers can create literally thousands of listings in one day. From the perspective of a report, we have a sales report for a specific time period, like from the 1st of May to the 12th of May. Actually, I created a report for another user. Let me show you. It's a quick way of doing it. The reason I'm showing this is because it has some data that I want to talk about. This is for the current month. I'm selecting an account and generating the report for the desired time period. Once generated, I can view the report or export it to an Excel file. Let me wait for it to generate. The report contains a lot of sales and item-related information, including the buyer's details and address information. This report is organized date-wise. The region-wise report shows sales in different regions like Arizona, Florida, Illinois, etc. If you sell on multiple eBay sites with different currencies, you may want to look at your report from that perspective. For example, this user only has sales in US dollars, but if they were selling in Germany, they would see euros here as well. We also have a sales tax report for those who charge sales tax. They need to keep track of this before depositing it with the authorities. This report shows sales tax amounts for each sale, organized both sale-wise and currency-wise, in this case in US dollars. The next tab is eBay, and as explained, 99% of everything works in the background, so you typically don't need to do anything. However, sometimes, for a brief period, there may be an issue communicating with eBay. It could be that eBay is down, our server is down, or there's a communication problem. If that happens, you can manually sync your listings, orders, best offers, eBay fees, and any other data that comes from eBay. Everything can be done manually as well. You just need to select the option, choose the account you want to sync, and import the data. The activity log keeps track of whatever actions you perform. It's just a log of your activities. In Settings, I want to show you one more thing related to staff accounts. Staff accounts are useful for big businesses with employees who don't need access to everything. For example, some employees may only be allowed to create listings, but not view sales, and so on. You can create staff accounts using just an email address and an initial password. After logging in, the person can change their password. You can grant them specific permissions based on what they need. Based on these permissions, the user will only be able to perform those specific activities. You can add any number of staff accounts without any restrictions. Each staff account can be restricted to what they are allowed to do. In Settings, we're also connected to Shopify. We're trying to link eBay and Shopify together for importing and exporting data between them. I have already connected my Shopify account. When you select the listings you want and click Send to Shopify, all those listings will appear on your Shopify account. Shopify is more of an endpoint, and Wunderlister is the source of truth in this regard. Yes, you can also import from Shopify if you have product data there. One more thing to mention is the concept of consignments. Many big sellers have an eBay account, but there are others who want to sell on eBay, may not have one, and might not be familiar with the listing process or payment methods. They might only be selling items occasionally, not as ongoing professional sellers. Some sellers who don't have an eBay account may approach professional sellers and ask them to sell their items on their behalf. They are willing to pay a commission based on the sale. This practice is known as consignment. To facilitate this, we have a feature for managing consignors. When a consignor approaches you, you can create their profile with optional details like name, address, city, and state. This becomes a consignor. This is a party for whom I'm trying to sell. If I am the seller having an eBay account, then how I get paid is determined by other consignor policies. A policy basically states that, let's say you come to me and say, hey, here is my item. I want to sell it for, say, $100. How much am I going to pay you for selling that? So that's the policy. We declare that if I am able to sell it for, let's say, up to $50, I will charge you a fixed fee of $20. If it sells for over $50, I will charge you $25. It could either be a percentage or it could be a flat amount. Okay, so this is how you define a policy. Once a policy is defined, and if I'm able to sell your item, this policy will decide how much I'm going to charge you as a commission. If I sell it for $100, for example, in this case, I will charge you $25. So basically, I sold it for $100. My commission is $25. I will pay you only $75. So that's how this functionality works. For that, we also have a consignor report, which calculates all that, gives you a report, and based on that, you can settle with the consignor. So I think this is pretty much what I had to talk about. If there are any questions, please email support@wonderlister.com.